Michael Wright. Glad to be with you all again today. And I have an update in regards to the case I was dealing with. It's taken a very interesting turn, if you will. So I put all this in the descriptions. I'm going to be sticking to a script on this, so just bear with me. It's important, but you'll hear it. So let's do this thing. I am requesting aid from President Donald Trump, the military, and the executive branch to arrest and prosecute several traitors and insurrectionists from the judicial branch. The criminal actors from the judicial branch are also trying to force me to be a lifelong celibate eunuch and deny me the unalienable God-given right of a man to marry a woman. Documented and evidenced criminal activity has been committed by the defendant's representation and the judges throughout the course of case number 2:2-CV-02630-SHL-CGC in the U.S. District Court of Western Tennessee. Document 18. Refer to Document 18. I outline all of it thoroughly there in Document 18. The defendant's representation, i.e. Jonathan Skrmetti, Samantha P. Morris, and Jacobs Masters Gilbert of the Tennessee Attorney General's Office knowingly engaged in treasonous language which they passionately doubled down on. I evidence, document, and further explain this all throughout the Document 18 via various records, including a criminal complaint. The judges were reminded they were required by law in Document 18 that they must facilitate due process against the criminal actors since they had knowledge of the criminal activity. The judges were given a deadline to meet this requirement to facilitate due process, and they were required to provide the plaintiff, me, some form of evidence that they had done so. To the best of my knowledge, the judges have all failed to fulfill their civic obligation. And this is all, I sent this to all of the judges at the U.S. District Court of Western Tennessee, excluding Annie Christoph and Mark Norris in this instance, because I already had charges against Annie Christoph and Mark Norris for a different matter. But let's keep going. So, all the other judges, though, is what I'm talking about right now. So, let's continue. As such, the judges have also engaged in treason, rebellion or insurrection, deprivation of rights under color of law, accessory after the fact, misprision of felony. The fact that the judges are engaging in this criminal activity completely explains why they also refuse to analyze the legal facts I presented or defend my unalienable God-given rights. Traitors, rebels, insurrectionists, and oppressors have no interest in upholding the law or respecting the unalienable God-given rights of others. There is no justice in West Tennessee. There is no respect or any sort of respect for unalienable God-given rights. Memphis and West Tennessee is a cesspool of public crime and corruption. This infringement of legitimate rights is not going to be resolved unless these criminal actors are held accountable via due process or a military tribunal. I sent the following judges on the below receipts evidence of the criminal activity committed by the defendant's representation. Therefore, these judges on the receipts are the ones who are accused of the above 5 felonies. Also, I have charges against Judge Mark Norris, Annie Christoph, Judge Seiler, Kethledge, and Murphy for a different reason, which I was saying before. Judge Mark Norris, I had charges before against Judge Mark Norris, and yet he was allowed to preside over a case in which I was a plaintiff, even though I had charges against him, which is not acceptable. That's a violation of the law. That case number was case number 2:25-CV-02571-MSN-ATC at the U.S. District Court of Western Tennessee, and case number 24-5713 at the U.S. Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals. So this now brings the entire bench of federal judges in the U.S. District Court of Western Tennessee, Jonathan Skrmetti, Samantha P. Morris, and Jacobs Masters Gilbert of the Tennessee Attorney General's Office, and Judges Seiler, Kethledge, and Murphy from the U.S. Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals, all under serious criminal and felony charges. And these individuals all need to be held accountable and removed from office. They are not fit to serve since they clearly pick and choose when they wish to follow the law. Such behavior is unacceptable. It's not authorized. We cannot have people picking and choosing when they want to abide by the law. So, again, I'm requesting aid from the executive branch on this matter to hold these individuals accountable. There is no trusting the judicial process. They have demonstrated that they have no honor. They have no respect of law. Nothing short of due process and prosecution or a military tribunal is going to be sufficient. They cannot be allowed to remain in office. These are criminals. They have no respect for God-given rights. They're trying to force a man to be a eunuch, even though he clearly has the unalienable God-given right to marry a woman, as per the laws of nature and nature's law, aka biblical law, which comes from the Declaration of, as stated in the Declaration of Independence and Article 7 of the U.S. Constitution. Read the case, go back to document 18, read document 18 in this case, and it will walk you through everything. It will evidence, show you every piece of documentation needed in order to prove these felony crimes. And again, that case number was 2:25-CV-02630-SHL-CGC in the U.S. District Court of Western Tennessee. Document 18. Thank you. I'll leave. Oh, and also I'm going to ask for assistance from the people as well. Anyone who is willing to take a stand right now and say that the government does not have the right to tell a man that he cannot marry a woman, if you understand that this sort of a requirement is an infringement on God-given rights, I'm asking you to stand up and bring these individuals down on charges as well. And let me go ahead and just cite the name of all the remaining judges besides Christoph and Norris. And these are all the judges at the U.S., the remaining judges at the U.S. District Court of Western Tennessee. So you got Judge Cheryl Lippman, Judge John Folks, Judge 2M Pham, Judge Charmaine Claxton, Judge J. Daniel Breen, Judge John A. York, Judges S. Thomas Anderson, Judge Samuel Mays, Judge John Phipps McCullough, Judge Thomas Parker. These are all individuals who have broken the law. It is all documented. All of the criminal activity is recorded in official court documents. This is a slam dunk. The executive branch needs to do something about this, plain and simple. To the American people, again, if you are willing to take a stand and bring these individuals down on charges as well, I more than encourage you to do so. And those judges, again, the charges we're looking at were treason, rebellion or insurrection, deprivation of rights under color of law, accessory after the fact, misprision of felony. So, I appreciate everyone's time. Thank you for your assistance and your cooperation, and I will bring this up further. And again, check the description, because the description will have a general template, if you will, of all the just the general wording and the general script, if you will, I'm using in order to convey the message. And it'll have all of the details in the description as well, regarding such as case number, the felonies, and it'll also have the names of the accused. So, anyways, that should be everything. Thank you all for your time. Goodbye.